Well, it's time for another good word from therapist Dr. Jonathan Carroll. And today, our talk turns to the value and the power of community. Good morning, Jonathan.
Good morning to you, Angie. Thank you.
Well, I read an article by Nadia Bolz-Weber, who's just an author and really just an outstanding personality. And she talked about, as a young girl, finding a community that accepted her and loved her in all of her many wonderful ways. And what a life changer it was for her to find a place where she belonged. Can you talk more about the value of that and how precious it is?
Yes, I think it's an innate human trait that we want to belong. We are, I think scientifically speaking, we are herding creatures. We belong together. We are, I think, akin to those animals that you will see gathering together in groups, but also being completely comfortable being alone. There are naturally occurring individuation forces and there are naturally occurring togetherness forces. But at the end of the day, we want to belong. We grow up, most of us, in a family of some kind. We have biological and emotional processes that make us who we are. And at the end of the day, we learn how to be a human from the experiences that we have as children. And for those who grow up in families where there's love and care, we learn how to give that to others. Unfortunately, not everybody has that gift. And so this is why it's so important that we create community where we are. Not everybody has a loving, supportive family, but we can create a sense of community from being around other people, friends, coworkers, people who share common interests. And I think it's really important that we do so.
Well, one of the things that I read a long time ago was that it was an anthropologist, I think. He said, we're made for cooperation. We're made to that give and take, and how precious that is as the human experience.
Yeah, exactly right. I mean, our own bodies kind of embody that idea, the left hand helping the right hand, the left side of the brain assisting the right. We need both eyes for those of us who are seeing people to help give that kind of fuller view. And I think the same is true with people. I do not function as well in the world on my own as I do with my wife with me. I don't think we function on our own as a couple without other people around us. So I think we are absolutely born, bred, designed, and built for life in community. Of course, that has its blessings and its challenges, right? The good news is that we have other people who are different from us, but who support us and love us and encourage us, and we have people who have our backs. On the contrary and flip side, there's always the reality of difference, which brings conflict. And a lot of people are allergic to conflict, and so they may not do that very well. And so I think it's important in community to remember that there's a beauty in difference, that diversity is itself an act of creation, and we need those differences. And just because we may have different opinions or different beliefs doesn't mean we can't be in community with one another, which is why I think it's so important that at the organizational level, the electorate level, that we have leaders who remind us we're not supposed to be the same to be a community. We're supposed to be ourselves with loving openness and encouragement for others to do the same. And we end up being ourselves together, not because we need something from one another, but because we get to be ourselves with one another. And I think that's the beloved community about which we hear in the New Testament, as well as the words of Martin Luther King Jr. and others.
Jonathan, thank you so much. As always, appreciate your wisdom.
Nice talking to you, Angie. Thank you.
You too. We'll be back with more Lifestyles right after this. Stay with us.